Hello, everyone. This is Monsef Afkher, and thank you so much for joining us in this new call of Your Divine Uniqueness. So happy to have you with us, whether on the live call or on the replay. And also welcome to the new members of our community. So happy to have you with us as well. And also really excited that Ralph Havens is with us for the first time on the show. And like I watched his like some of his videos and his practices, and the energy felt really powerful. And also I was impressed by the results that his clients or his community members, they experienced over like in a short time after his group sessions, or after a while, like being a member of his community. And really the results are really impressive, and I felt really excited to have him on the show and bring that energy, bring that his message, and also his healing modalities and healing energy here in our community, so we can experience that as well. And so today we will be talking about the Matrix Energetics, what it is, and also how it can really help us to supercharge our life, to it helps us to deal with anxiety, with fear, and limiting beliefs, because many times those they slow us down. Many times we feel like moving forward in our path, but at some point we feel like there is a blockage. We can't move any further, and many times we are not aware of what is happening on the energetic level. And when we receive like guidance and support and energy healing around us, that can really shift and transmute that, it really can help us help us to really move more easier, whether in things that we want to create in our life, or having like more healthy lifestyle, or healthy body, and also having more or deeper and more profound spiritual experiences. And this is what Ralph is doing through his healing energy modality, and how he is supporting others. So he will be talking about that, and also we will be experiencing the Matrix Energetics process live on the show. And also those of you who will watch the replay, the effects will be the same. And then, as always, we'll have a Q&A where you can ask him your questions. And for those of you who are new to him, he is a physical therapist and has over 39 years of experience in physical therapy, integrative manual therapy, matrix energetics, Qigong, and other healing modalities. And so that's Ralph. Welcome to the show. Very happy to have you with us.
Thank you, Monsef. I'm super excited to be here. So yeah, thanks for being patient with me while we got this set up over all this time. I finally got moving on it. So thank you.
Yeah, and also thank you for your questions as well, because I had many questions. So thank you very much, and I'm really happy that we made it. And so let's start maybe by an introduction about yourself, and then the work you are doing.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I'll hopefully keep it brief enough. And I'm Ralph Havens. I'm a physical therapist. I grew up in Texas, West Texas, which is a land of no trees. But I had this dream of moving to the Pacific Northwest even as a kid, and ended up in San Diego and started a physical therapy practice, and had 5 therapists working for me, and life was good. But I had some stuff happen, and I got sick and got injured, and had to figure things out to get my health back and get my life back. And through that whole process, we moved up to the Pacific Northwest, just south of Vancouver, Canada, Bellingham, Washington. And what I realized is my early dreams were coming true. And it wasn't quite the direction I thought they would go, It was, but it's been really a cool process. And my work has always been about, or my life has been about, helping people heal and fixing up whatever's in the way. And that's what led me to many different modalities, but some key ones that have the same principles. And Matrix Energetics is one of them that I use, and we can talk about that. One thing that I would let people know is we're already in a matrix energetics session or experience. And so you can be different just from being on here, either live or replay. And so I really always like to say this, encourage you to test how you feel, like move around, bend, walk, test things, because you can be different even after this session. And then later you can see what else is different in your life, your health, your life, your abundance, your work, anything else that your relationships. And so yeah, I guess that's a pretty good start to my introduction. But yeah, I'm all about helping people. One of my teachers from a different method said her job, and I think it's my job, is to help people get healthy enough so they can get on their own. She would call it their own surfboard, to take their own wave and do what they're here in life. And so my big part is health, but it does seem to go to the places of the anxiety and the stress and the overwhelm. Although that can be the stuff that's in the way of healing and doing what you want to do in life. So thank you for having me.
Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you very much. And I agree with you. Like the body is a very essential part of the human experience, and many times we don't give it enough importance until we start having issues, physical issues. But when we really care about it and care about the physical and the energetic energy of the body, it really can help us accelerate what we want to create in life. And yeah, so I would love if you can tell us maybe more about the Matrix Energetics.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you.
I'd be happy to. Yeah, so I can start back when I first heard about it. I'd taken, one of my methods I take is Integrative Manual Therapy. It's by Sharon G. Mateo, a physical therapist. She passed away 10 years ago. And I've taken 115 classes over the years since early 2000, February of 2000. And it was a very intricate model where you would have to really be able to see things and feel things, and then work on the body to fix up, heal up chronic conditions, chronic health conditions of all sorts. And so I was doing that, and it was a lot of work, and it was also very good. And I had a teacher, Kim Burnham, a PhD in integrative medicine, who taught me some of that work, quite a bit of it. And she was coming to my office in San Diego to work with my clients. Every 3 months, she would come for 2 weeks. And she kept telling me, take Matrix Energetics, just take it because it's mind-blowing fun. And I read the first book at the time, Matrix Energetics, by Richard Bartlett. And I want to give great credit to Richard Bartlett for bringing this to the world. And I kept trying to do what was in the book, and it wasn't working. It was like, she was getting these massive miracles in my clinic, seeming to do nothing. And I asked her, when am I going to get to do that? And she goes, oh, Ralph, you already do. You just don't know it yet. And I was like, oh, come on. So I finally took the class, and it was a 5-day class. Really, it was 3 days, but then there was a day off, and then there was 2 more days. And I was only going to take the first 3 days, but I came back to the clinic on that in-between day and worked on my clients, and my wife and my office manager and Kim Burnham conspired and moved my schedule around and said, you're going back to the class, because they were seeing these crazy miracles. And so I went back, and 5 days of taking the class, I came back and everything was different. So, and a prime example was I was waiting for a client on that Friday. So after taking the 5 days, and new client was filling out her paperwork, and she was coming to a physical therapy office, and it looked very physical therapy-like, very traditional. And she came to my office, and she said she had environmental sensitivities, chemical sensitivities, chronic pain, anxiety, depression, and she was on all these supplements and other things, and she couldn't wear a purse, and she was just starting to take some art lessons. And so before she got into the office, she was running late, and Kim Burnham, I was talking to her, and she goes, well, you can always go in there and set the space up so it's already done. And I said, oh yeah, they showed us how to do that. So I went in the office and I set the space up so it's already done, and it felt very, very good. So when she told me this story, I had her stand up, and I did what's called a Matrix Energeticsᵀᴹ, which is basically, I'll do one for you all right now. I put one hand on her and one hand on another part around her, and I did this thing. And there's an indicator that you get with Matrix that says it's done. And I got my indicator within a second that this was done. And she turned to look at me. I didn't tell her what I was doing or anything. And she said, what are you doing? and I've said something about energy, and I think I might have said something about Qigong, and then she spent the rest of the hour rolling around on my floor. I mean, this was a regular 50-something-year-old woman who was coming to a physical therapy clinic. We all looked like normal people, and she just started to roll around on the floor. And she looked like she was in agony, and then she looked like she was in ecstasy. And she did this one Qigong move that is a very difficult move, and I can't do it. And she did it, and she doesn't do Qigong. And so after an hour of this, I was following her around because I thought, well, at least should look like I'm doing something. You know, I'm getting paid. And then after an hour, she's like, oh my God, what was that? And so she left, and she was on the schedule 2 times a week for 3 weeks. And every time she came in, it was another version of that. I would just kind of raise my hand like, hey, how's it going? And she'd be like, whoa. And all of a sudden she's on the floor rolling around like what is going on? And we're laughing, and she's laughing. And Kim Vernon was like, I think they're teaching that a little different than when I took it. It was like incredible. And every client wasn't always the one that fell and did all this stuff, but there was these huge changes in stuff that used to take a lot of work to fix up. So for 2 years, all I did was Matrix Energetics, and because I had to see where this would go, and it was incredible. And over the years, I saw that it always shifts things, and there's always a change. It just, are you going to notice the change? Like, are you testing enough stuff to see what's different before and after? And there's also all the other stuff that I was using, the Qigong and Integrative Manual Therapy and the nutrition and going and having a very specific process to clear the inner fears and anxieties. All those other techniques were still useful. So what Matrix has become for me is, it's like my wife used to say, we're under the umbrella of Matrix Energetics. like it's always on. It's like it has that thing that has all these different names: the Tao, the Holy Spirit, the 0-point field, the thing that can't be named, the nothing. It's like, it's whatever that is, we're always soaking in it. And so Matrix Energetics, from my experience of it, it's whatever that is. And so then in that space, then we can do stuff. We can play stuff. We can use Matrix Energetics techniques. And I do this because there's no techniques in Matrix Energetics, really. It's just trust and pure bliss. And then from that place, you might find somebody say, oh, you know what? You should get off of gluten, or you should turn off your Wi-Fi at night to sleep better. Or there's a problem here in the part of the body, and I want to do a physical technique. Or so with Matrix, it's always on. We can play with it purely as it was taught to me, but we can also just know that it's always on. And it's that kind of thing. I'll leave it with this. There's that saying, I don't even know who said it, but do nothing and leave nothing undone. And it's like, well, what do you mean do nothing and leave nothing undone? And years ago, I came to the thought that, oh, do the nothing and leave the nothing undone. Like whatever this is, this space, this infinite, this nothing, whatever it is, that's it. And so Matrix is noticing and then retesting and seeing what just changed. Because it's like, out of all the infinite possibilities, there's one place where we are, and there's one place that we'd like to be, and we can just drop into that and then test it again. So I hope that's somewhat clear, but it's funner to play with than to talk about. And but you're already in it right now. So
yeah, wonderful. Thank you for sharing those stories. They are really inspiring, and I love how you explained how it works, and would love also if we can experience that as well. Like you mentioned, you will do a process for the group.
Let's do it. Let's do it right now. And so and you're already in it. So you're already, you might already be noticing something that's different. Let's just see how we want to do this. Okay. So what we can do is let's do this. I've already asked you to check how your physical body feels. So after this session, after this time, you can recheck and walk around, bend, move, just see how you feel, notice what's different, notice what you notice. And then throughout the day, notice what's different with everything else: synchronicity, meeting somebody, relationships, whatever else is different. And let me see how this shows up for everybody. I'm going to do it like this. Okay. And I'm going to play it and I'll explain it. Oh, I see. Okay. And I will explain it. Okay. Okay, so this is the way I'll just talk. This is the way it showed up, the session, this whatever just happened just now. Okay, so what I noticed is how do I say this? So what I noticed is something over here, and then I noticed my attention was over here, and it felt like what came to mind was when you stretch a rubber band, and if you stretch it and keep stretching it, at some point it's stretched too much, and it's stretched and it won't return back, and so that's not useful if you want a rubber band to work as a rubber band, but what's showing up is this idea like we how do I say this? I don't know how to say it. Basically, what was is now it went through different iterations, and it's like this. How do I don't have the right words, but this isn't where we are now. Now we're over here, and I mean like right there, and then what with it's like you follow the lead or the breadcrumbs or the information. This is it. You follow the information. So I followed the information and it went there. And then to follow the information from there and it went there. And then 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 it went there. And at some point, then it went into this beautiful fractal image of like if you look at a tree and it's got all the branches and there's a pattern to it. It's the pattern, the code of the universe. It's like the 4-2-1 sequence in mathematics. It's like it just turns into this beautiful thing. So what I noticed was like we went from here, and then where I noticed was here's the next spot, and then it went to this next spot, and then the next spot, and then that next spot, and that spot, and that spot. And at that point, then it just turned into this, it just like went, woo, and it's like the whole pattern showed up. So that's not great words, but it's still going on. I really don't have, I might try to find better words for that, but there was just an experience and I just noticed it, and it felt like it went into the code of the code of the universe, like the Fibonacci sequence or the 4-2-1 sequence in mathematics. It's like it just goes into this the code that underlies everything. So just we're in a different reality. So you might want to check. I'll check my range of motion and see how I feel. So I don't think I explained it very well myself, but and there's more I want to do that's much more tangible in something people can take home and use. They can watch this again and it'll have an effect. My words were not basically, we could use all sorts of words like, oh, we went through all sorts of parallel universes and other dimensions or other realities, alternate timelines, and we could put words on it, but it didn't show up like those words. It just sort of like, boop, 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 boop. And then it just went. Like it went over a tipping point or something, except it's like right there.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's more about feeling it and experiencing it than using the words.
Like if you can notice what's different right now.
For me, when I feel the energy moving in general, it's in my head and in those sides. And when it's like really strong, it's like it's pulling me, and that was what I was feeling.
Oh, nice.
And it felt like a very, very strong energy.
Yeah, and we can talk about it, and I can give people ways to play with it. I do have a way to play with it. I think I feel like giving people a way to play with it, like something to do. So what you can do if you like is just for a moment think about what you would truly want. Like if something were to be done for you, what would that be? What might that be? Like what do you want? And just kind of take a moment and just go, okay, yeah, this is what I want. And I'd like to do this in another way in a bit that uses a more of a process as well. But right now we'll do it like this. And then once you think about that, just let go for a moment. And then imagine like there's a little, we'll do it like it was taught to me in the beginning. There's a little pebble in your head, and you're going to just let it go. And it's going to fall into somewhere in your body, let's say in this part of your body. And it's as if there's space there, but it's also kind of like a pond, a pond. And so when it hits that, it'll ripple out. Now you don't have to think about it rippling out. You don't have to try to make it ripple out. It's kind of like a pebble, a real pebble. Once you let go, it's going to fall, and it'll fall into that space. And when it falls in that, we'll do one like that first. On 3, the easiest thing you'll ever do. 3, 2, 1. And then we'll do 2 more. And on the next one, think of something that just brings you a great joy. It could be something from when you were with your sweetie at the, a beautiful spot with the sunset. It could be when your little baby looks at you. It could be when your little baby touched your arm, or it could be just anything that brings you great joy or has brought you great joy. You can go to that feeling because it's a feeling, and you can just as simple as just thinking about like a lemon. A lemon makes you think about lemon, and you get a little lemon feeling in your mouth. But just think about something that brings you great joy, and go to the feeling of that in this moment. And then let's combine those 2 things. Just take another little pebble, and on 3 we'll let go, and it'll go into that space. And 3, 2, 1, and go to the feeling of whatever that is that brings you great joy. And then we can combine all that together. And the idea is you set a bit of an intention, like your prayer to God, your prayer to the universe. It's like, what do you want? And then we let go of the thought just for a bit and drop your pebble. 3, 2, 1. And go to the feeling of that great joy. And then you can do that throughout the day. Like you think of something, you drop a pebble, and you just go to joy, the feeling. And there's a problem in life, and you drop a pebble and go to joy. And your friend has a headache, and you say, well, hang on a second, I just learned to do something. Let me just stand with you here, and I'll drop a pebble, and I'll go to a feeling of joy. And then you can check with them and say, hey, how's your headache? And you might be surprised. They might be like, what headache? You're about to go in a meeting, and you're like, okay, hang on, this is an important meeting. Here we go. Drop a pebble and go to joy. You see a really crazy email come in, and you're like, oh my God, that guy's emailing me about that. And before you open it, you drop a pebble and go to the feeling of joy. When it doesn't matter, you're just at a cafe and you see somebody quarreling at the next table, you drop a pebble and you go to joy. And you just notice what you notice. And maybe everybody starts laughing, or who knows what happens. So it's a way to play with this infinite by just letting go and going straight to this feeling. And yeah, so with Matrix, there's no, my friend Kim Burnham used to tell me, there's only one technique in Matrix Energetics, and it's trust. And it's the simplest thing you'll ever do. So it's, and then in that Matrix Energetic state, we can still do things. And I really would love to do something with the group that I think is so powerful. So, but yeah, that was a Matrix Energetic experience. One thing that's kind of cool about Matrix is it never shows up the same each time. So, that was one way today.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you so much, Ralph, for letting us experience that. And we have some feedback on it. During that process, I was breathing in from the core of the earth, harmony and balance. Alfred, my body is processing, releasing scar tissue.
That's awesome.
And Linda, you can feel it so much. Wonderful frequencies. And Leslie, thanks, Ralph, feeling it. Beautiful. So would you like to share more about the subject, or can we take also a question?
I would like to, if it's okay, I don't know how much time we have, but I'd like to do a process that I find really valuable. And when I was thinking about today's session, I thought, oh, this would be so fun to get to people. So it hopefully won't take too long. Is that okay?
Yeah, we have plenty of time. Yeah.
Plenty of time. Okay, great. So this is a combination of a lot of stuff, you guys. And we are in the Matrix Energetics experience, the state. It's the thing that can't be named, the Tao, the Holy Spirit, all that, those words that basically mean whatever that is. So we're all together, and so what you can do is let's do it. We're going to use a few different things from Dr. Naram. I love using this one, just to take your index finger of your right hand and just squeeze it 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is from Dr. Naram. And you just imagine like a white window frame, and your right eye is looking through a white window frame. And the question is, what do you want? And so just for a moment, you could do this on the replay again, and then hit pause and just go very deep into what do you want? Like, what would you really like? And just think about it, everything. And then add to it, like, what else do you want? And what else do you want? And what would it feel like? And then you could take your right hand and just touch your heart. And you can either pat your heart or just touch your heart 6 times and think very good. And having all of that, everything that you thought about, and adding everything to it and getting everything you want, what would that do for you? What would it do for you to have everything you want? And you could take much time to really go through and, what else would it do for you? And having all of that, what would be the best part of having that? And why is that the best part? And is there anything that you see that could be slowing you down or standing in your way or stopping you? And if you could transcend that or solve that, what would that do for you? And now this next part is really very important. What you can do is go take some time and notice what's happening in your body. So with Matrix Energetics, we're all about noticing what we notice. And for the next few moments, you could keep your attention inside your physical body and notice what the sensation is. So you just thought about having everything you want and stuff that could be in the way. And now we go and let go of all the thoughts and go in the body and just notice the feeling. Because whatever you're feeling in your body, that's where the gold is. It's got the past, it's got the future, it's got the problems, it's got what happened, it's got the issues of the past. It's got the stuff that happened when you were in the womb and your mom was feeling something. It's got all that. And the key is whatever that is, the feeling in the body, it can be thought of as like whatever you're protecting yourself from. You know, when stuff happens in life, people betray us, big hurts happen, other situations happen, things happen to your mom and your dad, and then you take it on as a little kid. All that kind of stuff, it hurts. It really, really, really hurts. And it's a feeling. It's a feeling in the body. And we don't want to feel that feeling. Of course not. We shouldn't have had to have that happen to us. And we don't want to feel it. So what we do is we use a lot of energy to not feel it. And that energy will restrict shoulders and backs and cause disruptions that result in a health challenge, some sort of diagnosis. It'll cause problems in relationships, and it'll cause issues around money, and it'll cause all sorts of stuff as protective mechanisms so you don't have to feel this thing. But the key is if you can feel it completely, then it's done. And you just have to feel it one time fully. And then you don't have to protect yourself from it anymore. It's just a feeling. And then all that attention, all those attention units, all that energy is no longer needed to hold that down. And it's free for synchronicity in life, for creative stuff, for all sorts of healing. So the key at this point is to let go of the thoughts and go in the body and just feel it. And just be with it. And you're in the matrix state, that infinite possibility. And what you're using is your mind. Your conscious awareness is noticing this feeling and just letting it be there, letting it feel what it is. And you can do this till it's completely been felt. And then you're free. And so I'm going to do this as a matrix energetics thing, but you have the power within you. Whatever's happening, obstacles, your visions, your hopes, your dreams, the problems of the day, whatever's going on is an opportunity to go inside and notice and just sit with whatever that feeling is. And it'll clear. So here it is, everything you want. Total, perfected essence. Think center line. Think everything is perfect. I'm going to code it with this thing that it happened years ago with Matrix, and I'll explain that later. Oop. Okay, so that's a cool process. It combines a lot of stuff. And you can notice if you're different, like how do you feel, how life is. It's a process you can use every morning, little bits of it.
Yeah. Beautiful, thank you. For me, there was at some point some kind of more like trust, excitement, and also then more a peaceful feeling throughout the exercise. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. That's awesome. Yeah, it can be a feeling that doesn't feel good. It can be a feeling that feels great. And noticing it brings a lot of magic, a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Annette, she wrote, plain and simple. I would love living. I would love living, and those around me would love that.
Awesome.
Leslie so well explained. My chest was tight, thinking of what I want, and it's gradually loosened up.
And that's a really cool point that I think is important is sometimes you think of and imagine the vision of it, exactly what you want and what it would do for you and how awesome it would be. And that feels good, yet you have pressure in your chest. It's like, what is that? You should feel great. But whatever that is got a place to go heal. So that's great.
Yeah. And Linda, more joy and greater abundance. Beautiful. Do we take questions from the audience?
Sure, yeah.
So yeah, just a reminder, everyone, you can raise your hand by pressing reactions, then raise hand on Zoom. You can press *9 on your phone, and you can type your questions on the chat boxes, both on Zoom and YouTube. And Linda, can you please unmute yourself?
Yes. Hi, Ralph.
Hi, Linda.
How are you?
Oh, good, good. Good to
Good.
see you.
I love Matrix. I mean, I've taken 3 classes. I just enjoyed it. Like it was to me magic. I swear to God, it was like you unlock something and you, you can't even explain it because it feels so doggone good. I mean, it's just amazing. And I really like the frequencies. They were
Oh, yeah.
what was the greatest thing for me. And I loved frequency 16 and calling the dolphins and the whales.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
And 18, when you were talking about the lady rolling around on the floor, I'm going, oh boy, you were using frequency 18. She was
Yeah, I
going
didn't even
nuts.
know I was using it. I mean, I had been taught it, but I was like, I just did a simple like let go and go to the feeling of I just went to the feeling of being in Vancouver with my sweetie, and all of a sudden the rest of the room was just like that's it.
I get that. I don't really have a question. I just wanted to say thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for doing this. I mean, I know that I'll come back and listen to this again and again because to me, I have many things that have 0 point energy field in it. I have actually a box. I should show it to you. It's pretty cool. Anyway, but you can put your hand on there and it immediately puts you into 0 point. And I like what you said about the pebble that came down. But we were, one of the ladies that I was with said, picture one of those big circles that you put a coin in and then it zooms all the way down and you can see that. And she says, and then you drop into the standing wave and let that go.
Oh,
So it was, pardon?
that feels great.
It does. It does. And so that's I only wanted to just give a little. So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, and thank you. And that was my experience of Matrix was also like it was just so fun. And
It
I mean,
was.
it was just so fun. It's like, and that's why Kim Burnham said, just take it because it's mind-blowing fun. And it's quite amazing how you just go straight to that pure fun feeling. And if you were to check people's motion and feelings and everything, they're all different. It's like, what? The neatest thing you've ever done.
It is. It was the greatest time of my life. I never, I mean, rushing back and forth and all that and oh my gosh. And then he said, "Oh, and go watch The Last Mimsy." And I'm going, "Oh, that was the greatest show I've seen."
I don't remember that movie. I'll have to go back and watch that.
The Last Mimsy. Yeah, it's a quantum field type of thing and it's amazing with the 2 children, Emma
Oh,
and Noah. Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take up so much time, but I enjoyed this.
okay.
So thank you so much. And more abundance. That's what I would really love more of right now because I have a situation. And so if you can bring some of that in, that would be great. Although that
Let's
square thing you just did helped.
well, let's do this. Let's do this. So yeah, let me see. I'm gonna go to a point in time when I worked with a guy, what was his name? I can see his pic is let me just go right to the point. I'm gonna go right here and I'm gonna put my
Okay.
little asterisk sign on there. Doot, 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 doot,
Okay.
for Linda.
Oh, that feels
I'm
good.
gonna shift something. I'm going to shift, I'm going to take this box, your box, and I'm just going to move right here. And then I'm going to connect it up to right there. And what I see is the moon's half, it's half right now. And I'm seeing beyond, and I'm seeing 4311. And I'm just going to, I'm going to connect it up to the 421 sequence, which is a great thing in mathematics, 421.
Okay.
Tactic.
Oh, I can feel everything you're doing.
Just feeling great. Awesome.
It
Thank you. Yeah, and let's go even farther. So now I'm seeing that same thing I saw at the very beginning of our Matrix session. Yeah, and we're going to connect it up through this helix biomechanics. So your physical body feels very, very, very good. We're going to go to all the space in your joints.
Okay.
Activate the helix biomechanics.
Oh, I feel that. Okay.
It's
Wow.
really, so there's something, and joints are awesome. In fact, I'm going to show you guys something that's cool. We're going to do this with Matrix. We can make up our own rules. And so I'm going to make up a rule that when I show you this technique from an old chiropractic thing called Logan Basic, it's also called Reflex Release, Dr. Ed Glazier and Gio Matteo and other healers. But I'm going to show you this thing, and it's going to be connected to Integrative Manual Therapy, which is a whole body of work. And part of that body of work is the helix biomechanics to get the space in the joints to have nice puffiness, like have a lot of cushion between all the joints. So we're going to create all of this. So you have space in your body and relationships between all your joints and organs and all your structures. And we're going to do it with a little technique. So what you can do is take your fingers on the top of your breastbone.
Okay.
The neck, but just below that. And you're going to touch that bone so lightly that if you touched any less, you wouldn't be touching. So just like as if a little butterfly. And you're going to just push the skin up a little bit, but just a little.
Okay.
And you're going to put your more fingers on your belly button and just touch super lightly and then bring that upwards towards the ceiling too. And just hang out there for a bit. And it's a really cool way to go very deep into meditation. It goes to the spinal cord and to the center of your brain called your thalamus.
Oh, I feel that.
It's very powerful. And it works on lymph, which helps to guide joints. And from a process point of view, it works on your inner guidance. It literally goes to the thalamus of the brain, which is the seat of consciousness. And so you could just touch these two spots and then do that little light pressure towards the ceiling. Yeah. And when you just notice what you notice in your body. And because we're Matrix Energetics people, we made a rule set. I made a rule set that it's you're getting all the integrated manual therapy for the joints and all the Logan Basic for the connective tissue. Yeah, and it's going through the sequence that I saw at the beginning. It's like it's a sequence that once it starts, it just goes. And it's always useful. Matrix, one of the things about Matrix is also you can only use it for good. So you can't use it for bad. So just so everybody knows they're safe. So thank you, Linda. Let's see what happens. Report in, if anything changes in your world that you notice. So
thank you. If I could, I'd hug you. Thank you, Ralph.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for being here. That was awesome.
Thanks, Monso.
Yeah, thank you, Linda. That's love. And thank you, Ralph.
Oh, thank you.
Annette, she wrote, is Ralph helping Linda, helping all of us now?
Yes, that's the other rule set, that when we work on one, we work on everybody. And a way to follow along with this process from a couple of things to do for Matrix, we'll call it a 2-point. One is to just let go every so often. You don't have to be obsessive about it, but you could just let go of the pebble and then go to the feeling of joy. So that's the thing to do when you're hanging out with us and on your own too. And then and the other thing is to keep some of your attention in your body and just follow the sensation and then touch it and follow it and touch it and just notice the feeling. And so that's a cool way to do this with us. And then we're all part of this group healing. And then also my rule set is when I work on one, I work on everybody. So it's like, I can talk about this more, but we can make up our own rules. And then you can test them and see like, oh my God, they really worked. So it's like, one of my rules is when I work on one person, I work on everybody. So it's just a rule set. And
Yeah.
the reason it's I know it's to be true is I've seen it. So it's like you see it enough times, you're like, okay, that really works.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you very much. And the question from, we have Elfried. She rose her hand. Can you please unmute yourself?
Hello. This
Hello.
is wonderful.
Oh,
It's my
awesome.
first time I'm doing the Matrix, and I came a little bit late, but you did one of the processes. In my body, I have a lot of trauma from being in a war, and all that trauma I can imagine, and it unwinds. So I'm
that's
very
awesome.
grateful. So I don't know how to recreate.
I can show you right now. I can
that. I
already see it.
understand that I need to be inside. Yeah.
I'll show you because I can see it. I'll
Okay.
give you another thing to do physically to take trauma out of your body and also make your body, help your body feel physically better, get physically better and improve your guidance. And I already see a matrix thing for you to play with. I already see it. So let's do another one of these things. So you can touch the upper part of your sternum super lightly and then super lightly bring it up. And then take a couple of fingers, like say your middle finger and your thumb, and go to the back of your head and just below your head. So not your head, but just below your head, the very top of your neck on both sides of your spinal, the centers of your spine, just touch that and then bring that up. And so just touch both and bring them both up super light. If you touched any less, you wouldn't be touching. And you can just hold that for a little bit. And this is another technique from that Logan Basic. Actually, I combined it with a few things. And these 2 points on the back of the head take the stress out of the vagus nerve, which is the nerve trauma. And it also innervates the heart and lungs and the colon and the intestines and all that. So you can just take a little time doing this one.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a very, very powerful way to release a lot of stuff. And your physical body, you'll walk better. And now what I see that you can play with is take your pebble and just let go and go to some feeling that brings you joy. Something that just brings you joy. And then in that state, what you can do is use your art to guide you. And by that, I mean, like you could just look at your art and put one hand on one part of the art that you're attracted to and your hand on another part of the art that you're attracted to, or just out in space. And then once you've got your two spots, just let go with your mind. You drop your pebble and go to the feeling of joy. And then just go with your guidance. Like if you feel like going to a couple of other spots, one spot here, and I feel like going to here, and I can just let go and go straight to joy. And I can go right here, and I feel like just holding it. And you can do whatever you want. You could move around the room. You could touch different parts of your art. You could just notice what you notice in your place, and just take two hands and just one there, one there, and just play. The word of Matrix Energetics is just to play. Yeah, there you go. And just keep noticing. And at some point, you're kind of done. You'll just be like, yeah, it feels done. Or, yeah, I'm kind of like bored with it. Or, you know what? I think that's it. And then maybe spontaneously, you'll have another time where it's like, you know what? I'm noticing that and that. And I'll just go straight to joy. And then just play. It might even turn into like Linda was talking about frequency 18. You might just start to move a little bit. You don't have to move. You're not trying to move. You're not trying to do anything. You're just noticing what you notice. And what attracted me to you when you were talking was your art, and just to play with it like that art. Like there's something over here, and there's something over here. And then that process we did where I walked you through, what do you want? That's a really cool one to do, because whatever shows up in your body after you do that, you'll feel something. It might be tension here or pressure here or some sort of sensation here. If you spend some of your day just noticing this feeling, until it's done or until you're done with the time on that day. And just keep noticing the feeling. You'll be healing a lot of stuff. Like we could do a lot of talk therapy to try to figure out, oh, okay, what happened and the war and you could get a PhD in understanding why you have trauma, but it doesn't really, it's like the booby prize. You just understand it, but you didn't change it. And this is like, some of the stuff is subconscious. You don't have words for it. So, but we do have a body that has a physical sensation that is happening because of something that happened. And we get a way to just concentrate our attention on it and just notice the feeling. Because once it's done being felt, it really is done. And then you're free. And you can test like, wow, I feel a little looser. So, yeah. How do you feel right now?
Oh, it's like magic. It's the way I like to play. I like to be playful. And did you say the word art? It's like I'm making art, A-R-T.
Yes, yeah, your
Is
art.
that what you said?
Like I look at your room.
And that appeals to me. I'm very right brain, so that really appeals to me.
Yeah. You just go to
play.
that state of joy and play with your art, and you are changing things for you and the world. You really are.
Mm. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
It's like I have to do it. I can drop all that head stuff. It was just driving me crazy. There's this to do. It's never finished. I mean, and it's not enjoyable. I just feel like dropping all the things, the writings and the head stuff.
Yeah, and yet it's still, the other part of it was that I've noticed for myself is and then there could be things to do in the physical world. Like it's not just it's like I love playing in Matrix, and then it's also cool. Sometimes it's like, okay, I'm gonna go do some stuff, like go sell your art or go meet people or whatever other, there might be things to do in the physical world. So it's like and that might bring up more inner stuff like, oh, I gotta sell my art. It's like, so then go feel that for a bit. And so anyway, yeah, you got this.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you showing up.
Oh, you're welcome. It's so good to be here.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Alfred. Much love. And thank you, Ralph. Annette's shirt, Alfred, looks so much brighter now.
I'm feeling it.
Beautiful. I think yeah. Sorry, Ralph, I muted you instead of
okay,
Alfred.
let me just do one more thing.
Okay,
you can
you're
squeeze your hands like this and see how strong you are. And then go ahead and frown and think of something awful. And then squeeze your hands and see how strong you are. And now smile and think of something wonderful, like that joy spot. And then squeeze your hands. Isn't that interesting how strong you are when you think of something nice and you smile? So we really can change stuff with these kind of things. Anyway, extra little piece.
Yeah, and it can happen instantly. You can feel the shift happening.
Yeah, I'll mute myself.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you are on mute.
Okay, I'll unmute.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, you're good now. So we'll continue with the questions in a little bit. But before that, I would love if we can talk about the membership that you are offering to us. Is the Atomic Success Secrets, and it's a daily program. It's 5 days per week program, and we have two options. Either if you want to join 1 month alone, or you can join the monthly membership. And I invite everybody to follow with us on the page yourdivineuniqueness.com/Ralph, yourdivineuniqueness.com/Ralph, RALPH. Or you can click on the special offer button, which is on the live events page, later on the replay page. The link also on YouTube video description, and I will put it on the chat boxes on Zoom and on YouTube. So yeah, Ralph, I would love if you can tell us about this program.
Sure. Yeah, it's been something that was a dream for many years, and I finally did it about, I think, 3 years ago. In fact, Leslie here is one of our healers in the group, and so I wanted. I brought a way to like do healing, and it's once every day, Monday through Friday, we do a live version of this sort of thing. And I've created a big portal of everything that I do for my one-on-one clients. I put it in a portal so I could then guide people to go do this video or that video or this training. But the big heart of it is once a day healing, Monday through Friday, for an hour, where you can raise your hand, get healing, and also have the group effect. And we've created quite a wonderful community of people from all over the world that are doing this process throughout their day and then showing up and doing it together. And then people raise their hand and get one-on-one healing. And so I have 3 master healers with me, and I'm in the group 2 days a week, Monday and Thursday. And then the other 3 are in the group Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. And there's replays and lots of extra stuff besides that. But basically, it's a way to do this where you can get one-on-one help and be in a group and be part of our world. And I called it Atomic Success Secrets just because, I don't know, I just thought it was funny.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much, Ralph. Very grateful to you, and really honored to share your work with our audience. And yeah, so also happy that you are offering this opportunity for our audience to receive continuous support, whether they choose the 1 month because it's 5 days a week, it's 4 weeks, or if they choose the membership. So there is plenty of support that they can receive during that time. So thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. And we do have quite a few people that join every single day. It's clearly quite amazing, but I get it about the time kind of thing. So some people join a little bit here and there, and then they're always with us because we've got that whole energetic thing. But yeah, we have a great community. We even have one of our master healers here with us. I see her.
Wonderful. Thank you again, Ralph, and everyone. I really invite you to sign up for this program, whether the 1 month, to join 1 month or the membership. So again, the link is yourdivineuniqueness.com/Ralph, yourdivineuniqueness.com/Ralph, RALPH. Or you can click on the special offer button, which is on the live events page, later on the replay page. The link also on YouTube video description and the chat boxes on Zoom and on YouTube.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can we take more questions? If we
Sure.
have one here, I see.
So I got my schedule good.
You mean you still have time, or?
I still have time. Yeah.
Okay. So it's from Jennifer. She left, but she will watch the replay. She wrote, I am in a position where I need to give up a lot in my life, love and more possibly. Not sure, but how can I use that matrix technique to solve that problem or make it easier to heal from the loss that I think I'm in? Thanks.
I've got a really good way to do it. And that's tough. There's tough times right now. And so the process we used was one that's very valuable, and I'll take us through it as a framework, but you can also go back and watch the replay. Is whatever you're dealing with, the problem, once a day, you can make it part of your meditation. Like you get up in the morning or whenever you have a little time, even 5, 10, 15 minutes. And the process is to go, we call it poke the bear, which is think about the problem. It won't be hard to think about it because it's the problem. And once you think about it for a few seconds, a minute or so or less, then you go in your body and you just go notice the feeling, and you just stay very present to the feeling. You just let go of your thoughts and you just follow the feeling and just feel it. And then when you're done feeling it, it might be totally done where you don't feel it anymore, the sensation. And that's a very powerful place, because then you're at peace. If you don't get to that, just repeat it again the next day. And then throughout the day, little by little, whenever you're feeling the problem, just spend some of your time feeling where it is in your body. Just notice where it is. It's an incredible thing, but just noticing the feeling will let it be acknowledged and felt, and it will clear. So we spend the day doing whatever you need to do to solve the problem, and some of your attention is in the body, feeling it. And once a day at a dedicated time of just think about the problem for a bit, 30 seconds or a minute, and then go feel the feeling. And then when you're done with all of that, you let go, And a great way to let go is to go to that matrix state, which is drop a pebble and go to the feeling of joy. Just let go. And you just keep doing it. And then go with your guidance. Like if there's something to do, some part of a plan to do, you start to do the plan. And if the plan causes you angst, anxiety, fear, like overwhelm with the thought of doing the plan, you go use that to go feel the body. And if there's certain skills that you need or certain people that you need to hire or something to solve the problem, but the thought of learning new skills or hiring new people or having other people, if that causes you angst, you go feel that. And if the thought of being in a different environment or changing your environment or moving or, those big decisions, if that thought of that brings you angst, you go feel it. And so any obstacle, you go feel it. And anytime you think of the vision of what you want to create, you go feel it. And then when you're done with that part of the session for yourself, you just let go, and we'll do it together right now. And I'll say everything you want. Just let go. And together we're going to all do this to help you and help ourselves, heal the world. We're going to let go and go to the feeling, all of us together, of something that just brings you great joy. On 3, 2, 1. So that could be a good part to replay again. And it's a process that you can have in a short amount of time or a long amount of time, and also a continuous way of just whatever's happening, keep some of your attention in here and just notice. And then every once in a while, it's like hitting the refresh button. Every once in a while, you drop a pebble and then go straight to the feeling of joy. And sometimes you just can't get to the joy feeling. You're right in the middle of a really bad part of it. Then just go feel it. Just spend your time feeling the sensation in the body. That's it. Now I'm going to activate more healing for you. Yeah, so I noticed a big hormonal shift. And so I'm going to just I'm just going to do this for you. We're going to go to your hypothalamus, part of your brain, the little paraventricular nuclei and the supraoptic nuclei, where you make your oxytocin, your feel-good hormone, your connection hormone, your love hormone. And then it goes into the posterior pituitary gland. And then your body activates it. And your body activates it based on the context. And by that, I mean like, if, how do I do this? If like different, the same thing can cause totally different reaction from love and happiness and contentment and connection to repulsion. The same exact thing can cause the exact same thing. Like an example could be like, your husband or wife, I'll just say it, pats you on the butt, and in the right context, everybody's relaxed, everybody's happy, there's a chance of maybe romance. It's like you feel great. Life is perfect. But you're in the middle of a bunch of stress and you got an email and there's a phone call from somebody that you're dealing with, and it's like, and your husband pats you on the butt. It's awful. It's like the worst thing ever. Like same situation, totally different context. And in the first one, where everything's right with the world, you've released a lot of oxytocin, your love hormone, your feel-good hormone. So when you're in a context that's like, it's not bringing you joy, you at least go feel it, the sensation. And then as often as you can, you go to the feeling of something that does bring you great joy. Yeah, and what I saw for you was that oxytocin getting activated. So let's see what happens. Let's see what's different.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, Ralph. And Jennifer, when you watch the replay, you can either type your feedback on the comment section, or you can email me, and I will share it with Ralph. Beautiful. So thank you so much, Ralph,
Thank you.
for the wonderful call. I really enjoyed it. It was very powerful. Also,
Me
I
too.
really loved the energies you brought, the processes, and also the interaction you had with our audience. So thank you very much.
That's awesome. And I'd like to do one more for you, if that's okay, just for a moment.
Yes. Yeah.
A big, yeah, everything Monsef wants. So let's see what happens. It'll be fun to see what you notice. I saw one of my indicators that it's done, like my Matrix Energetics window, we call it, it's done. And one of them is a big elephant with the tusks. And it also has a hormonal component to it. So I got that indicator. So let me know if anything changes.
Yeah, of course, I will do. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ralph.
Thank you.
And yeah, Alex wrote, thanks, Ralph. Great session. Linda, very powerful. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex.
Rufina, thank you, everyone. So yeah, thank you again, Ralph, for everything. And thank you, everyone, for being here with us today. Yeah, also thank you for the questions, for the feedback, for your energies. And again, you can sign up for the Atomic Success Secrets program on the link yourdivineuniqueness.com/Ralph, yourdivineuniqueness.com/Ralph, RALPH. Or you can click on the special offer button, which is on the live events page, later on the replay page. The link also on YouTube video description, and the chat boxes on Zoom and on YouTube. And,
thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you, Ralph. And so with that, everyone, I'm sending you so much love, and I will see you on the next call. Bye for now.
Thank you.